You know, folks, if you're going to court crying Islamophobia and seeking a peace bond, you should be prepared, i.e., bring disclosure. David Menzies for Rebel News here in Oshawa, Ontario, and I'm outside the courthouse with John Mutton. Mr. Mutton used to be the mayor of Clarington, but he was at the courthouse to go through a procedure in which a farmer was seeking a peace bond against him, but in the final analysis, this was a matter that failed to launch. And John, take us back about half an hour or so. We were in the courtroom. It was a packed courtroom. And the person I'm speaking of is Moshe Bayouin. He is famous, or maybe infamous is the word. It was alleged he was running a illegal slaughterhouse operation. We think there are facts that back up that allegation, namely Facebook marketplace ads placed by Moshe offering to sell the poultry to the general public. He claims he's just a hobby farmer and that people such as yourself and others are harassing him. First of all, let's go back to the very basis of why the matter was delayed until September 28th, and I found it was remarkable.
Well, the motion didn't provide any disclosure to me, and he went even as far as asked the judge to give me a warning, and the judge says, under what legal authority can I say anything to Mr. Mutton when you haven't been able to allow him to defend himself because you haven't provided anything but an application for a peace bond?
And it seemed to be that he thought just the submission of an application was disclosure. Of course, that's not the case. But not only to you, John, as the defendant, he didn't supply disclosure to the Crown either.
No, it's actually quite embarrassing to everyone have to waste taxpayers' dollars to come here for something like that. But no disclosure. There's obviously no case. I never made any type of threat to him. He's just trying to silence me because I'm the one that outed him on behalf of the residents. So although we got to come back at the end of September, I consider this a small victory for law-abiding Canadians and for our community of Clarington.
And what I found incredible, John, is that Moshe is not just an alleged hobby farmer. Once upon a time, he was a Conservative candidate for the federal Conservative Party. What I'm getting at is you would think someone aspiring to that level of politics would know the procedures of the court.
Well, absolutely, or even the basics of the Charter of Rights and Freedom under Section 2. He has no clue about how to proceed, and this is somebody who actually got the nomination at one time and could have had a possibility of being elected. I think they better start doing a better vetting process of their candidates, that's for sure.
Albeit we should make it clear that this was under the quisling Aaron O'Toole, not Pierre Poilievre. And John, let's be specific here. He wants a peace bond. That would suggest that you did something physical to him or suggested you were going to do something verbally. Is there any basis for this?
No, not a basis whatsoever. In fact, my entire exchange with him is on media footage. So I don't think I've ever come within 10 feet of him or 20 feet of his wife, nor said anything that could be considered offensive other than, abide by the laws of our municipality and abide by the laws of our land.
So is this where we're at in Canada, John, that if you have hurt feelings, you feel entitled to get a peace bond against someone?
Well, I think that's exactly where it is. And, if a lot of people would, I think, come and they'd have to hire a lawyer rather than represent themselves, and they would be scared. This is total abuse of the system, absolute abuse of the system, and it shouldn't be allowed. Something like this, there should be a criminal charge or a fine against someone trying to proceed erroneously like this.
And John, for those who haven't seen our previous videos, the response by Motion, and for that matter, the Media Party, the Liberal Party of Canada, was to claim Islamophobia. It led to a Stamp Out Islamophobia rally in Clarington a few weeks ago. But again, is this where we're at too? Is that if you are caught doing something illegal, but you're part of maybe a protected class, well, you're not breaking the law. You're a victim of some kind of discrimination.
Well, I think they're trying to go down this two-tier justice system and make those types of claims. But I think the evolution of this is that the truth has come out, and most people out of the Ajax Mosque talk about, we all know that you go down for a pick and kill down in Bowmanville, and I think it shows you right here today the lack of support that he had from the Islamic community, and the mosque really indicates that they don't want to have any part of this either.
You know, that's fascinating. And by the way, folks, in case you think this is conjecture, here's one of his ads. It reads verbatim, quote, "I have whole fresh meat chickens and duck available for pickup. They should average around $5 per pound. Pickup is 3548 Middle Road, Bowmanville," end quote. That's his address. There it is in black and white. So why is it that... Well, let's focus on those Liberal MPs that don't even represent the riding, and the media outlets. Why don't they speak about this, John?
Well, obviously they don't do any deep dive in their investigation, absolutely, but they're really kowtowing and catering to this type of race card crap that's out there now, and it really has to stop. The public are tired of it.
Well, folks, you're not going to believe this. The Oshawa courthouse, like every courthouse I've been to, there's one way in, one way out. That's for security reasons. I just spoke to one of the Durham regional police officers at the security checkpoint, and she said, well, there's an asterisk. If somebody is in the courtroom and feels that their personal safety is at risk, that person can get escorted out one of the side entrances instead. And I believe that's exactly what Motion has done. He is again playing the victim card. I don't think John Mutton, with all the video security, is going to risk his fighting career by doing anything physical to him and lose that career. As for me, I think that's the real fear. He was afraid of my impolite questions. John, what do you make of this? I mean, to me, this screams two things. One, playing the victim card, and two, outrageous cowardice.
Yes, it is outrageous cowardice. He was, I think, significantly embarrassed by his lack of presentation, lack of facts, lack of knowledge of Canadian law when he came forward. And he basically crawled out a back door when someone left it open because he was afraid to face the scrutiny of the media. It's quite simply what it is.
I don't know any other way to explain it, and I guess I can sort of understand the position of the police. Somebody makes that claim, you know, they're not judge and jury. They don't know what to think, and I guess just to be on the safe side, they acquiesce to the demand. But I mean, I find it outrageous, and as I said to you before, John, I have hand-delivered my questions to him. Why won't he answer basic questions such as, if you're just running a family farm, why are you advertising on Facebook Marketplace halal slaughtered meat?
Well, he's trying to keep up this charade. And, he's got some folks that are on the extreme left that still provide some support for him. But obviously we've seen with the feedback from the Muslim community saying, hey, we know that you sell meat here, Motion. And the feedback from all of the Facebook ads and the people talking on Facebook, the videos of people catching ducks, chickens, and geese to take to be slaughtered. He knows he's caught. That's why he's not coming out here to meet with you, because you've got the questions to make him answer. And the last time he came out to answer, he admitted that he lied.
Folks, we'll be back here on September 28th. It might be a fool's errand for us in terms of getting motion on the record. I guess he's going to play the victim again and scurry out some side exit, but at least we'll be able to cover the proceeding. I hope he has his disclosure in place by then. Unbelievable. But in any event, stay tuned. This story will continue next month. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Say, folks, I know you love it when Rebel News brings you the other side of the story. The fact is, we need your help. Unlike the trained seals in the mainstream media, we do not accept a single nickel of the Mark Carney Journalism Slush Fund. So here's where you can come in. Go to rebelfieldreports.com. That's rebelfieldreports.com. And if you're able, kindly make a donation.